Hi everyone, welcome on another episode of Learn to Sew with Sika. So on today's episode I'll teach you guys on how to make a simple pouch bag in few minutes. So what we do first and foremost is to bring out a graph to graph it out before we do that on the fabric we have to use. So the shapes we need are two rectangles and a circle. As you can see, I've cut out the first two rectangles, which is 7 inches by 4 inches in height. This is what I mean. Marked my tape. I measured out 4 inches by height, which is by width, and then the length of 7 inches plus half an inch of sewing allowance. So you add half an inch for sewing allowance. So whatever you add, whatever we do on this draft paper, we just cut it exactly on the material because it already has the stitching allowance. So on this, with the second rectangle, we have 11 inches, which is by length, and 4 inches, the same width of 4 inches, but the length is longer now by 11 inches. Mind you, we still added a half inch for stitching allowance. So this is what we have. Then we need a circle. When we are done drafting, I will show you the arrangement on how it ought to be before we cut it on the fabric. So to achieve the circle, we will need a diaphragm, a frame of 7 inches. We have to arrive at this same inches, this length of 7 inches. So some people make use of a plate to place and then make a half of a circle, but I'm doing this for the purpose that if some people don't want to make it a plate, you can do this just without your plate. You can just do it anyway. So how we get our circle, because we want to achieve the frame of the 7 inches, we will be measuring 4 inches. This is how we make a circle, how we achieve a circle. To do this, so I will mark up 4 inches. Whatever I'm doing, I'm still adding half an inch of stitching allowance because we did that with the first rectangle that we're trying to achieve. Because whatever circle we have to use here, or we have to make here, is dependent on this particular frame of rectangle. So after making this 4 inches, you're sure that it's 4 inches. Look at what I did. I folded this once to get a frame of 4 inches from this to this. So I will still go to fold this paper. Watch what I did, what I'm doing. I will fold this paper again to still get a frame of 4 inches. Are you seeing it? I'm getting another frame of 4 inches. Now with this frame, I will make the round circle 4 inches from here to this very point. I will use my biro to nudge it from the middle here. I will nudge 4 inches. I will place it round using this place as the pivot joint. So I will be measuring 4 inches way round. I'll be using 4 inches way round. So you can see the frame I have here to this side is all 4 inches to this side. This is it. So we want to achieve that we want to stop at that 7.5 inch at the dot. So this is 6 when it's being widened, 3 is 6, and this will give us 7. 3.5 give us 7. So we are adding an inch. We are adding half an inch for the stitching allowance. So we do 3.75. Sorry for the points that I made earlier, but it's 3.75. We nudge it way around to cut it in that thing. So after doing that, we cut it. We follow this circle and cut. So after nudging it, as you can see, next it 4 inches. We cut out the frame. Carefully. I'm doing this just for those that don't want to make use of their plates. So as you can see, this is our circle. We have arrived at the circle. Yes. Of which, if it's as it's being widened, we will have this. What we are having here is 7.75 inches. Which is a bit wider, but you just make it accurate so that we're having 7.5 inch. Now this is how we have gotten our circle. We will need this circle. We will go ahead to divide it into two. We will go ahead to divide it into two. Like I said earlier, it is for those that have a plate, like whatever round plate, they go ahead to use their plate to make a hemisphere. That is half of a circle. But I'm doing this for those that can't or don't want to make use of their plate. And this one is more safer because you have an accurate measurement you are working with. So, like I said, we have divided the circle into two, whereby we have to place it this way. We are having two hemispheres out of this circle. Like, circle is divided into two. So, as to place it, we will need this. We will need this. See how it's rearranged. We will need this. And we need this. The longest rectangle, first and foremost, the first hemisphere. The longest rectangle, the shorter rectangle, and that's the top, the second hemisphere. As it's going to be arranged, this is what you have. This is for the down part of the number you have to divide. This is for the bottom of the pouch back. This is the one that stays at the down part. Then this is the one that goes way round. That goes way round the body of the pouch back. This is the one that stays at the back. And this is the one that is at the top. The top part of the pouch back. So with this being arranged, what we'll do now is to cut it on a piece of fabric without adding any allowance, because we have here we have added our stitching allowance, which is half an inch. So with this we cut it on the piece of fabric. As you can see, we have cut out the graft on the fabric that we made to use, and as you can see, I've already added my stay. So some people will make use of gum stain. It's very good as well. Whatever thickener you want to use to make your fabric stand, because in this case I'm making use of an akara to use a wax material. So whatever fabric you want to make use of, you have to use a stiffening material to make it have a weight. So in this case I made use of an stay. Some people, you can make use of a gum stay. An stay is different. An stay is much like a fabric that has starch on it. So the gum stain is much like the paper type of gum. You understand? You have to make use of an iron to fix that. So as you can see, I've done that already. So if you have your fabric cut out, you place it on a gum stay or stay, iron it out. So after cutting it, we still have to cut out the lining, because after you stitch it, you still have to cover this work. You have to add your lining. So after cutting it, we still cut out our lining, which will be inside the inner section of the pouch back. So you can see we have cut out the lining. So what we'll do right now is to join these pieces together. How do we do it? Now look carefully. In this case, I'll first and foremost join these parts, the topper part, to this place. I'll have to stitch here. If you have your pin, you pin it. After doing that, you stitch. When you are done stitching it, with this frame, with this frame, you take this to sew it way round. You sew it way round, that's front against front. You sew it way round to the frame of this pouch bag. You know how sewing the frame is done. You have to sew this, placing it here, sew it way round. Please, if you're a beginner, I would advise that you make it of the safety pin, office pin, to do that so that you can be accurate. With a pin, you just hold your fabric, hold it in place as you want it arranged, and sew it out. So I will stitch it and show you how it looks like. So like this, I'm just sewing the first one, which is this the first half hemisphere against the rectangle of 7.5 inch. I'll do that first before I place the longer one. So I'll stitch this. I'll stitch it, which is front against front. I'll stitch it and then show you the next phase. So like this, I have stitched way round using the frame of the rectangle to the points, just way around the hemisphere. Now I will show you what we have. Like this. This is what we are arriving at. It's giving that concave look. It's just giving that concave look. Yeah, so this is what we have. So what we do next is to join the 4 inches against 4 inches. That's the sides of this. We join the side against this. Okay, I will come down to really explain this better. So, like I said, I have stitched where I used that long rectangle to stitch way around to this place, and this is what we have. This is the look given. So you can see we have our bottom part of the hemisphere. We have the longer rectangle and this shorter one. So what we'll do next is to join these parts. We have to, this rectangle against this, we have to stitch it together. We close up this place with both edges. We close up with both edges, and now place our top parts. So let me stitch it and show you what next. Just stitch here, stitch, close up here, close up here. I guess you guys understand. So when I stitch it, I'll show you what we have. So after stitching it, see what we have. Our pouch part is getting shoot. So I left some inches. I didn't sew to the very end so that I can place my top part of the top part of my pouch. Yeah, so I can place the top part of my pouch. So as you have done this on the main fabric, we do that to the lining as well. We join it the same procedure and then install it inside the bag. So after installing this, after putting the head half of this, I had to do the same procedure on the lining. I did the same on the lining, as you can see. So I have to install it, which is putting it into this. It has to be back against the back so that the front view is what you'll be seeing inside the bag instead of showing this rough part of the bag. So I had to put it in, arranging it the same way carefully inside the bag. So now some people can make use of needle and thread to tack theirs to the edges so that it won't be dancing too deep. And secondly, some people were wondering, normally the pouch bag usually have a side hinges whereby you have to hook it on the bag, but in my own case I didn't want to do that because I want to affix a belt to mine. So I sewed the belt and a belt holder, 2-piece, which I would affix at the back. I would stitch them at the back so that my belt can pass through it. So whichever way you wish to do yours, if you want to add yours side hinge to add your belt whatsoever, or you do the pattern of mine fixing the belt holder, so that in case if the So that if you don't want to make it of a pouch bag, you just want to make it of a belt, you can. So whichever way. So I have to affix my belt holder before I carefully place my lining so that they won't see the artwork here. Yeah. So let me do that and come back and show you what I have. So this is what we have there. Our simple pouch bag. It's where with our belt holder. So you can see I've affixed the belt and the zipper. So like I said, if you don't want to put your own belt holder, you can affix the hand, the fixed or sticky hand by the side. But in this case, I just decided to put my own belt holder. So my rope, I can just fasten the belt to the pouch bag, and it's ready to wear. So this is how to make your pouch bag in a few minutes, and voila, you have a pouch bag. So see you next time, same channel, and do well to subscribe if it's first time. Do well to subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for subscribing. If you like this video, also give it a thumbs up, and feel free to ask your questions. I'm available to answer them. Peace out. Bye.